I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Watch out, people. Watch out. Me get my jersey already. So you know it's like Ali Cup up. Ali Cup is not a Folly Cup. August 12 and 13, 137 Mountain View Avenue. You know, it's an Excel headquarters that. That one there go loud, it's a pro. So come bust the crowd and the cloud, because we got have fun. Yo, hear me now. If you now do the right thing, you are do the wrong thing. From you are do the wrong thing, you are going to get a spanking. Can't power with football, samba, now daily ranking. Chris, if you push the boy them off of the gully banking, rise up in the morning. Father God, me have to thank him. Praise the most high before me get me there cranking. It's all about Ali Cup. August 12 and 13, Delaware School Darcy to the fullest. So be there. Remember, Aggie Animal, striving for excellence. Mad.
All right, greetings, good morning, and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Man in His Man. And it's good to have you this morning. This one is going to be a hot one. It's going to be a fiery one. It's going to be a good show. So listen, just sit back, relax, and enjoy what is going to take place today. It's good to be with you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend celebrating Jamaica 60. Yes. And I hope we kind of keep the same kind of atmosphere and vibe across the country that the athletes gave us in all the events over the summer. We're going to do a full recap, starting from the historic qualification, which is back-to-back. White is historic in Mexico. Then we're going to move to Oregon, and then we're going to move to Cali, to Birmingham, and then back in Jamaica, right? We're going to look back at all of these things and hear from you what stood out most for you and to you. I'm going to give you also a little bit of update on some other things at the back end of the show, right? We're going to talk about the top 10 sporting schools in Jamaica, all right, beginning from the 70s. And we're going to give you the categories that will be selected based on, or the criterias that will be selected on the top 10. Yes, people, the top 10. And don't just call your school, because you attend the school, We want to be real and honest about this, the top 10 schools. All right. So, but of course, we want to make sure that we say a big, 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 big thank you to our sponsors this morning. Yes, 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 yes. Big thank you to the sponsors of this show today. Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most. You can call them at 876-884-7390. They are located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica, and they're offering loans. Wow, 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 wow. Yes, offering loans of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars to help you with back to school. Yes, yes, yes. And here's the good news, people. Here's the good news, people. Here's the good news. No processing fee, same day processing, and 0 to 4% interest rate. But when you call them, you must say to them that you heard about them from I Am Sure Sports to get that additional benefit. Also, a big thank you to Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and seek legacy for all your personal insurance need in Canada and the USA. Visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. That's Launch Legacy for you. All right, you would have seen the Ali Cup ad that we ran. Big up to man like Gunner's boss. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big up. Definitely Gunner's boss. Umo Suleiman, I think that name is, hope I got it right. Michael, bless up yourself. All others who are watching, bless up yourself. All right. So, I have one other bit of information to share with you. Our women shooters. I probably need to show you the picture. All right. All right. I'm going to show you I think the best thing for me to do is to show you the picture for this. I think what I say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I'm going to show you this picture, and then I'm going to share the story. This is so beautiful. Hey, Jamaica is really I am telling you, Jamaica. Yes, indeed. I need to show you the picture for this. All right. So let me show you this, and once I do that, yes, then we can get into it. So let me go in here. I'm going to share this picture with you, and then once I've shared the picture, I'm going to tell you the story behind the picture. I want you to tell me what you think about this beautiful image that you're seeing on screen. What are your thoughts on it? I know you may not know what is happening there, so I'm going to explain it to you and show you why I continue to be proud of this island, Jamaica. Now, all right, I'm proud of this island. We are the nation that, man, we get involved. All right, look at those ladies, people. All right, I hope you're seeing that picture. Now, what you're seeing there is the team that will be representing Jamaica. We are involved in shooting. So these ladies you see, they're headed to the United States for a competition. So once they get back, I'm hoping that I can talk to one of them, but I want to wish them all the best and that they will finish top of the class. Yeah, man, they look some serious ladies. They're beautiful Jamaican ladies with their, weapons and armors. They enter that shooting competition to represent Jamaica. So I thought that was yes, skeet shooting competition. It is. So I'm very delighted. Elegant ladies, and they have with them, like I said, they have arms, bearing arms as they go to represent Jamaica. We wish them all the success as they go. Now, this has been a very significant season for Jamaica, right? I don't know if you know this as well, all right, that our Special Olympic football team just won a tournament. They won the Unified Cup at Keyword Stadium in Michigan, United States. yesterday. I think that's the Jamaica. I mean, so it says the Jamaicans who did not concede a goal all tournament beat South American team Paraguay 2-0 in Saturday's Division 1 final to better their Division 2 silver medal finish 4 years ago in Illinois. Ellis Goscott and Antoine Mitchell got the goals for the Special Olympic Jamaica team led by coach Shane Richards. Early in the tournament, Jamaica started with a confidence-boosting 4-0 victory over Paraguay. Then they defeated Romania by 3-0, Saudi Arabia 3-0, and Singapore by 10 goals to cap off a flawless Group B campaign before clipping Morocco 1-0 in the semi-final. It was a near perfect tournament, culminating in an entertaining victory on our Independence Day. Lee said in reference to Jamaica's 60th independence anniversary on August the 6th. We spoke about getting the business done prior to arriving here, and the boys delivered. We got more confident as the games went by in the group phase, and we did well. The semi-final against Morocco gave us the wake-up call. We needed to approach the final, and what a game it was. It was end-to-end and nail-biting and with loud cheers, and it was just an all-round wonderful day for everyone. And of course, we're extra happy that Team Jamaica brought it home. He told the newspapers, though Jamaica had beaten Paraguay with relative comfort in the group stages, Lee said. So kudos to the Special Olympics team who went over there and they won the tournament. And I think sometimes this is people with disabilities, and with all the big things happening, we sometimes don't highlight these things. And so we want to take time out to congratulate Special Olympics Jamaica on this accomplishment. And so we have been having a lot of success in this season, starting with our senior reggae girls qualifying for the World Cup in Mexico. Shortly after that, our athletes went to the World Championship in Oregon, and over there again, we finished in the medal table, behind the United States, and overall, I think Kenya was ahead of United States and another nation ahead of us. So again, there we had great success at the World Championship. So just imagine that. Imagine, a nation the size of Jamaica qualifying for the World Cup. Shortly after that, we did well, like I said, at the World Championship. And again, what are the dangers of success is that because we have had so much success, sometimes we ignore, we just ignore the fact that we are surpassing expectation. And so kudos to the athletes at the World Championship. They did well. They did the nation proud in the summer. And so we big them up, and we remember that. All right. Great success that we had there. So qualified for the World Cup, right? We qualified for the World Cup. We went to I just want to get here for you the exact placement. So we, on the medal table, we were third at the World Championship in Oregon. Kenya and United States were ahead of us, but we alongside Kenya had the same amount of medals. They just had 2 more goals than us. All right. On the placement table, however, we were second behind the United States. So that is a tremendous performance. So the female qualified for the World Cup. We went to the World Championship. We did well. Then we moved from there to the World Under 20 Athletics Championship in Cali. And our young people did the nation proud. Congratulations to every single one of them, to the leaders of the delegation, the coaching staff, the technical staff, the medical staff that went with the athletes. Again, they did us proud. We have the same amount of medals as the United States. They just had one more gold than we did, and so they finished atop the table, and they finished also atop the points table, and we were second. Great accomplishment again by the Jamaicans. Then we have the Commonwealth Games. All right, the Commonwealth Games. And at the Commonwealth Games, the medal standing, and this is the overall medal standings. Remember, Jamaica didn't participate in all the events that took place. More other nations were involved in a whole lot more. But we finished the Commonwealth Games with 15 medals, 6 golds, 6 silvers, and 3 bronze. We were 12 on the Commonwealth Games chart. And almost all the nations that are ahead of us, their population size is larger than ours. And we are the top Caribbean nation in terms of medals at the Commonwealth Games. We got a medal, silver medal in netball. We spoke about that yesterday. We did a watch along to celebrate the Sunshine Girls. We also had Ebony Dresdale Daly, who won Jamaica's first ever medal in judo at the Commonwealth Games. So those were some big and major accomplishment in this our 68th year. And we take time out to say big thank you to all our athletes all around, our administrators all around, for the tremendous work that was put in to get this, and for the athletes that sacrifice their time and their effort to participate and to represent the nation. We want to big them up as well. I know that there is an order of distinction for Sharika Jackson and Order of Jamaica for Shelley and Fraser Price. I mean, and this is just showing that the Jamaican government is really mindful of the athletes and their accomplishment, right? And that's good. That's good that the government is paying attention to what is happening, because I believe that the greatest accomplishment for us as a nation, the greatest accomplishment for us as a nation in 60 years is really our sporting and our entertainment. In sport and entertainment, I believe that is it. So this is an article here. So it says, sprinting legend Shelley and Fraser Price will be accorded the Order of Jamaica, the country's 5th highest honor, when the awards are handed out on National Heroes Day on Monday, October the 17th. Fraser Price, who won an unprecedented 5th World Championship 100 meters title in Eugene, Oregon in July, and who won back-to-back Olympic 100 titles in 2008 and 2012, is among the 10 people who will be conferred with the Order of Jamaica this year. Fraser Price is easily the most recognizable of the 143 Jamaicans who will be conferred with national honors by the Jamaican government. The awards were announced on Independence Day, Saturday, August the 6th. At 35 years old and the mother of a son, Zion, the enduring sprinter burst onto the international scene of the 2008 Beijing Olympics, where she won gold in 100 meters in a Jamaican podium sweep. She followed up that with the victory in London 2012 and has won 5 world championships at 100 meters since adding a 200 title in 2013. Fraser Price also featured in Jamaica podium sweep in the 100 at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and last month's World Championships. Another Olympian, Sharika Jackson, will be conferred with the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander. Jackson is the fastest woman alive over 200 and the second fastest ever over the distance. The MVP condition athlete ran a jaw-dropping 21.45 seconds to win the 200 meters at last month's World Championship in a national record. The previous Jamaican record of 21.53 seconds was held by Elaine Thompson-Herah. She is also one of the few women who have excelled on the global stage at the 100, 200, and 400, winning global medals in all three distances. So we also applaud the government, for considering the athletes in honoring them this way, right? So kudos to the government, to the athletes. All right. So yeah, man. So big up. So a lot of great sporting stuff. Also, the JFF also announced during this time that the new deal with Adidas has now been signed and dealt with, and so that takes effect in January of 2023. Now, I know a lot has been said, and the Jamaica Football Federation, rightly so, have been duly criticized for many of the hiccups, the bumps, the potholes, the errors that they have made, rightly so, and the public's perception of them is probably, in terms of favorability, if you're looking at it from 1 to 10, with 1 being the least and 10 being the highest, they are probably at a 2 right now. From my own estimation, in the eyes of the people, that you'll find out of every 10, you'll probably find two persons, who find them to be, who finds favor with them. Nonetheless, they are much maligned and criticized, called incompetent. But you have to also say, listen, they facilitated a deal that seemed very lucrative financially, and the quality of the gears, I am telling you, will be better. Adidas is a big brand, and so whatever they did to help to broker this deal, the criticism of them is valid, but they must also be commended that even if they did nothing but facilitated it, they were wise enough to facilitate the deal. All right, there are many questions yet to be answered, and I hope in due time they will install a new general secretary that will be open and candid enough to come and speak with the public and answer some of these questions in a way that kind of restore the broken relationship that is there. Because the truth is, I've listened to the dialogue all around, and I've heard many names being banded around as this person should be the president and this person should be the president. There's a couple of things, right? The people in football want people who they see have an interest in football. And to be fair to the people in football, unless new people are going to get in to the football, but the present people in football, I will say this, right? And I want you to listen to me. Don't believe that the people who want to lead the football have interest in football or knows football. So they don't think they have interest in the football. And one thing I know, that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. The stakeholders in football, especially in some of the rural parishes, want people who they believe have a vested interest in football from the grassroots. So though they may not like how the present administration is operating, they don't want to, swap black sheep for monkey, or black dog for monkey. I don't even know what the saying, but the Jamaican say. In other words, they want to know that the person who is going to vie for this post is worthy of such a thing. So if you so desire to take on this mantle of leading the football, it is imperative that you begin from now to November 23 to go into the highways and the byways, the nooks and the crannies of the communities. Talk to the people at the lower level of the football food chain. Get their thoughts before you offer them anything, because I have substantiated evidence that approaches have been made to people in the football now, and the approach is in this way: what can I give you so that you can vote for me? That cannot be the approach. That cannot be the approach. Because what I will tell you is that there will always be somebody else who can give more than you are giving. The approach should be to get down there, like I said, in the trenches, start dialoguing, meeting, discussing with people. I also understand that if the present president, and this is again without disclosing my sources, but these are trustworthy eagles with this information. If the president were to remove persons or replace persons or reshuffle persons in his present leadership, his favorability would increase. There are those things out there that those who would vote for the present president of the Jamaica Football Federation are hesitant to do so because they believe that they are persons closely aligned to him that they don't trust have the best interests of the football in mind. The issue is, will the present president be bold enough to make these kinds of sweeping, strong changes to his leadership? And what will that do to him as the leader? So those are two of the arguments that must be considered. All right, we're coming up to the 30 minutes when we open the phone line for people to call in, to give their thoughts and to share their opinions. All right, if you're on the stream, as usual, we ask you to hit the like button. We ask you to subscribe. We ask you to share the content. Let somebody else know. Let us continue to grow the platform together. All right. So let us do that. Grow the platform together. So share it right now. And I'm going to give you a little scripture to reflect on in the meantime while you do that, and then we get back to sports. So Psalm 139, David wrote a psalm, and he says in Psalm 139, I think 23 to 24, he says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart, I pray. Test me," or it says, "Test me, you understand me?" As well, "Search me, O Lord, know my heart, I pray. Try me," right? "See if there are any wicked ways in me, and cleanse me from all my sins." All right. See if there's any offensive way. So David says, "Search me." He says, "Know me, test me," right? "And lead me in the way everlasting." So here's the truth, you know. The heart is deceitful, you know, and sometimes we really don't know what is in our heart until we are put in crisis. So sometimes as we go through life daily, you need to do that, you know. Heavenly Father, search my heart. Is there anything that is not healthy for my heart in there. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And then you must also ask the Lord to know you and reveal you to you so you can know you as a person, know who you are as a person. Then try you, test you, see if who you are on the inside is who you are on the outside. Then lead me. All right, I always say, listen, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me. The best life you will live is when the Lord leads your life. Don't go ahead and ask God to join you. Don't work like that. Let the Heavenly Father lead your life. All right? Let the Heavenly Father lead your life. It's not about perfection. It's about submission. So if you submit, the Heavenly Father will lead you in the way everlasting. All right? So I have to drop that little thought in there. You don't know it go already. You understand me? So let the Lord lead you. Let the Lord search you. Let the Lord know you. Let the Lord test you. That's the better life. Heal up, Brian. Hey, Joan Wright. Welcome to the show. She says, congratulations, Team Jamaica. We're so proud of all of you. You all have us feeling very honored as Jamaicans. We love you all. Keep shining, our Jamaican star that is. And then Joan Spence. Wow, how fascinating that we have Wright and then we have Spence. Congratulations to the Jamaican team. Bless up. Michael Nemard says, while I like Mr. Rickett as a person, he's a horrible president. I can understand that totally, Michael Nemard. Brian Martin says, heal. King Job, bless up yourself, You understand me? Bless up yourself. Hey, listen. And so, listen, my prayer for you today, right? My prayer for you today to all the subscribers. People say, why are you doing this? Because sometimes when I do it at the beginning, some of the people are not here. And when I do it at the end, some of the people gone. I have to do it in the middle. You understand me? So I can capture you. But my prayer for you today is that, there's a guy in the Bible named Jabez, name mean pain, and the scripture said, oh, that you'd bless me, Lord, and enlarge my territory. So I pray that God would bless you and increase your influence, right? And cause you to have a positive influence in every sphere of life. I pray that doors will be opened for you that no man can shut. I pray that every trap of deception and evil set up before you, that God will give you eyes to see them so you can maneuver and move your life away and around and over them. Pray that your ears will be open to hear the direction of the Almighty God leading and directing you. I pray that you'll be filled with wisdom so you'll make the right decisions. I pray that your heart will be filled with love for the Heavenly Father, the Creator, and for your brothers and sisters around you. So that's my prayer for you. Yeah. Man is man. Yeah. Man is man, a little bird tell me. A shrewd, I think the shrewd gone businessman is looking to run for a top sporting office in short order. Yeah, the birds came and told me that as well, that a businessman presently involved in football, but like I made a statement and I heard that has been the businessman's approach. And I don't think that is the best approach, asking what can I give you so you can give me your vote, and then those reports are being circulated all over the place. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't think that is right. The businessman need to talk to me, because the management could be a good campaign manager. Yeah, the management could be a good campaign manager. You understand me? But yes, people, so keep sending in the congratulations to all our teams, from the Reggae Girls in Mexico to the athletes in Oregon to the youth in Cali to the Commonwealth team, not just track and field, but all the sporting disciplines. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. I talked about the Special Olympic football team that won in Detroit, the Division I title, the Unified Cup, the Jamaican team, the Special Olympic team, Jamaica football team, won. Didn't lose a game, didn't concede a goal. Kudos. The ski shooting team, all ladies gone to represent Jamaica. We wish them all the best. You understand me? We have a Diamond League coming up on Wednesday as well. We're going to talk. Pioneer will be here later. and we're going to talk about that, and we're going to do our EPL review show at the same time. Saying that you would want to purchase things to include both. I don't know about that. But people, I have a very big one today, right? And I want listen, I don't hear all this top 10 thing that we do go. You see, once we have completed the list, don't come tomorrow and tell me that this person should be on it and that person should be on it. So send to your school friend, tell them need to come on and help you state why your school should be on the list. Do that, because once we close the list is closed. All right. Today we're going to do this. Who are our which schools are the top 10 sporting schools in Jamaica of all times? And we're going to start from 1970 to the year 2022. The top sporting schools, the top 10 sporting schools in Jamaica from 1970 to 2022. Yeah. If a businessman didn't offer to buy something, you wouldn't be. You're the easy there, bro. You're the easy there. And what are the criterias for this? All right, let me show you the criterias. Just 3 criterias we're going to use to select the top 10 sporting schools of all times in Jamaica. All right. So let's do this, right? Number 1, success of that school in multiple sporting disciplines. Multiple sporting disciplines. All right. The number of athletes produced at the national level in all major sporting categories. All right. Years of consistency in at least 2 sporting disciplines. Meaning, what did you win in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and in the 2000s? All right. No. All right. They're saying that the 70s are way too late, because when you go back, if you go back to the 1960s, there were only like 10 schools in the corporate era participating, and like 7 or 10 in the rural, in urban, and 10 or so in the rural. And we have now over 200 schools. So if we were to go back to the 60s, then for example, like, let me give you a good example. It would be like Monroe, right? Monroe in the 20s. I mean, the 20s and 30s and 40s, they were winning everything in Jamaica, because it was like Monroe and like a couple of other schools. I think Manny's was there at one point, and it was just one big competition. But the formal and expansion of the schooling system really began, you would say, in the 70s. So, editor-in-chief, that is why. But if you can give me 3 reasons why we should go back to the 60s and the 50s, then we will give some consideration to that, right? Editor-in-chief, you know the thing, you know. So if you can give me give me just type in 3 reasons why we should go back to the 50s or the 40s or the 30s or the 60s, then we can consider that. Because what we are doing here is the preliminary, because we have some other persons will be coming up later. It don't matter. We can't separate them in terms of co-ed, because remember, if you look at the criterias, it don't matter. It because it talk about consistency in sporting discipline. So though for example, KC would not have played netball, they have won cricket and football. So the schools that are there, because there are some schools who don't participate in hockey, but some schools play hockey. So the criteria, I believe, though it's 3, it captures whether you are co-ed or you're boys only, girls only. I think it captures all of that. If you play 5 sport or if you play 20 sport, it captures all of that. All right. Yeah. All right. So if there is an, let me give you an example. So it can be unfair because KC is an all boys school, but they have won cricket, football, track and field. They have won tennis, all of these things. So they have been in multiple sport. If there is a girls' school, for example, an all girls school that has won netball every single year and they have won champs, their name is up for consideration. And if they are one volleyball, their names are up for consideration. But I don't think it makes a difference based on the three criterias. Okay, when did then they call the new secondary schools join the traditional schools? All right, so good one. All right, so so in the late, so like you had the traditional schools, then you had some other schools started coming on at the back end of the 70s. So like remember now, like Veer Technical, all of those schools were in the 70s. Then the secondary school came on in the 80s and stuff. So that is what I'm saying. It captures almost everything. But if you, like I said, if you can give me some criteria, we can always see if we can involve schools like from the 60s, from the 50s. But at that time, based on what I've been told by some historians, it was like 10 and 4 and 5 schools and so. So if you tell me a school, though, CC, you're saying Clarendon College, has Clarendon College been successful in multiple sporting disciplines? And tell me those. What has Clarendon College won? I know they are very dominant in football, but what have they won outside of football, CC? Notice you bring. And I see Chris Wayne says Calabar. All right. Okay. Track and field for Calabar. They haven't won a lot of football. All right. Oh, it's just like man, yeah. So what they're saying, man is win cup way back. The people at the school couldn't even remember when it was because it has been so far editor in chief, and that is the thing. But even if I put the 60s, have they been consistent? If you put the 60s and you said, well, but they have not been consistent in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, then they probably would not make the top 10. So here you go. Man say Calabar, track and field, rugby, table tennis, basketball, 4 sporting discipline. All right. How many CC? But Clarendon College not consistent in champs. No one time Clarendon College ever win champs. And when was that, CC? I bet you don't know, CC. CC, I bet you don't know when Clarendon College won champs. When did Clarendon College won champs? The one time they won champs was when? And what champs did they win, CC? Was it boys champs or girls champs? You want Clarendon won champs 3 times in the 80s? Okay, see. All right. So Clarendon College. So we're gonna make up the list now. We're gonna start put together the list. So Clarendon College makes the list. Stop this. So Clarendon College. I remember that we're gonna see what champs did they win. 3 times champs winning is not a success. You should have separate girls and boys. No. All right. It's hard to separate girls and boys. You understand me? Because all right. You're gonna see why. I'm telling you, this how I've done it. It makes sense. But I hear some of you are going to work with some of these things. Don't just put up your school and look at. So these are the names that we have. All right. Kingston College, Jamaica College, and they are not in order yet. St. George's College, Woolmer's Boys, Excelsior High, Stets, Veertech, Rossies, Cornwall, St. Jago, Manchester, Homewood, Clarendon College, Calabar High School. Is there a school? First thing we need to do. Is there a school that you think should be a part of this list? All right, because we want to settle on a list and then we can take off names. So, Editor-in-Chief, I don't know, is your school on the list? Let me ask you that first. Is your school on the list? Is there a school that is absent from this list? Or we can at least start with this 14, and then after this 14, we can know Excelsior is on it, man. Excelsior is not there, no. Excelsior is supposed to be on it. Yeah, Excelsior is on it. I have Excelsior as part of it. Yeah, man, Excelsior is there. Yeah, man, Excelsior is there, man. Excelsior is there. Oh, yeah. So, no, which school on it, Chris Wayne, only begin football? Which school is that, Chris Wayne? Which school is only begin football? There's no school on it that is only begin football, you know. So can we have some consensus? Would you say that these 14 schools are the schools that are rightly supposed to? Yeah, man, is you could separate them because school like Gainstead have been quite brilliant as a netball powerhouse, but wouldn't make this list. Yeah, but if you remember, I'm using in at least 2 sporting discipline. Gainstead that is only 1. Which other discipline that they have? Whatever, even if we separate them, what other sporting discipline have they been? You could put Immaculate on it. But how successful have they been, right? Now, I don't, who Bridgeport is going to get. All right, so first we need to, if you're going to give me a name, let's see if we can replace one of these names and put them on. Outer East is a, all right, Titchfield. What has Titchfield done? Because remember, look at the criteria again. The consistency in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. What has Titchfield been successful at in the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, and the 70s? But Bridgeport has not won any track and field thing. No, Monroe College, people don't know that Monroe College has not won any DaCosta Cup since around the 60s, you know. Our champs, you know. Monroe has not won any of those things. The only sporting discipline that Monroe has had any success in recent times is field hockey. All right, people, let me put up the criteria again. Don't just put up like one thing. Let me put up this thing again. So if a school wins something in the 2001s, is that consistent? Let's use the Let's use the criterion. Unless you want to change the criteria and say once a school wins something, they must be in the top 10. But we can't do that. So it is saying consistency. No man, that's what I ask about, brother. Outer East, you ask back question. I'm asking back question to see how they can fit on the list. Come on, we have a dialogue, man. Nobody with that. There you go, Chris Wayne. That's what I'm saying. So the criteria again, people. Let me say them. Unless you're saying that you don't want to use these criteria, you want to use once they participate in something. And if you're selecting top 10, that it can be for participation. Success in multiple sporting disciplines as a school. Number of athletes produced at the national level in all major sporting disciplines. So then you're going to say, okay, this school has won 10 Headley Cups or 10 Grey Shield or which athlete has represented Jamaica or the West Indies from the school during that time. What about track and field? Well, they have won boys champs every year. All right, but do they have any athletes going on to the international stage from that school to represent Jamaica at the Olympics? All right, so you have that. How were they doing? Maybe they have won in the 2000s, but in the 90s they weren't doing anything. In the 80s they weren't doing anything. They were around and participating in the 70s. So what about the school that did it in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s? Are they more consistent? So just look at those criteria and see if we can. And then if you think, let's go through the questions one by one. Let's go through the disciplines one by one. The teams. All right. Yes, sir. Go to three, at least three sporting disciplines. CC says, man, we should use 5 major sporting: football, cricket, track and field, basketball, netball. All right. 5, I don't know. I think 5 is too much. I think 2, I think I could go is 3. All right. So, all right, people, work with this question. Horace Brown, you know that I spoke to someone from Monroe, a farmer Monroe, and they said, no, Monroe has not done anything significant in sport in terms of winning in a long, long time. Oh, this is the top 10 sporting schools from the 70s to today. Top 10 sporting schools, Jason. All right, so I did speak to someone, Horace, and they are Monroe past student, and that is what they said. They said they don't think Monroe would make a top 10 list, any at all. All right, so with all the suggestions, people, what I want to know is, number one, CC, answer what I'm asking you, CC. Is there a name of a school that you think should be added to the list? Or CC, regardless of what the criteria is, which school should be added or which school should be taken off? Yeah, but we have 14 now, Jason. We're trying to get it down to 10. I just want to find out first, is there a school that should not be on the list, or is there a school that should be added to the list? All right, so with your new criteria, CC, is there a school that should be included or should be excluded? All right, so Michael Nemar, they're asking about Veer. Remember, Veer was successful in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s. Veer. So Monroe is from in the 60s. So that's not recent, in my opinion. But we can add Dintil. Brandon Webb said include Dintil. Dintil included. All right, give me some victories for Dintil in major sporting discipline in the last in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000. Dintil. What has Dintil won in that time, Brandon? You have to give me the stats to put them on the list, you know. So come on, people, because this is 14. We need to get it down to 10. I just want to make sure that if there's any name, how many times Dintil won the Dacaster Cup during that period? I remember it has to be more than one sporting discipline, Brandon Webb. So which other discipline have Dintil had success in that same period of time? Because it can't be just football alone. It has to be one other discipline. So let me give you like what I have. KC they have had success in track and field, in football, and in cricket. Same thing with JC, with Georges, with Wolmer's, with Excelsior, with Stets, Veer, Russies, Cornwall College, St. Diego, Manchester High, question mark, Wormwood, Clarendon College, Calabar. But as we begin to go through, I know that teams will be excluded because we're going to look at the amount of national representative they have also produced as well in the different sporting disciplines. Yeah, so it has to be in more than one sporting discipline. We could, if we're doing like top football schools over that time, that would be different, but we're doing overall sporting schools. Veer has won champs from, yeah, that's what I'm saying, and winning the Costa Cup during that. That's what I'm saying, and they also won cricket during that time. So because of their dominance from the 70s to the 90s, Veer must be in it because they were winning cricket, football, and champs during that time. What you mean to me? But wait, but the Monroe people are saying that all right, Wayne, what has Monroe won from 1970 to 2022? Just give me some of the stuff that Monroe has won. Jason, you have to go do some research, bro. You have to go do some research, brother. you have to go link up the AI brain drain, see if him can give you some info. Because it look like you weren't around for part of this era, you know, Jason. Yep. So tell me what Monroe, you have to tell me what Monroe has done, Wayne, to be added to the list. And if they add, I mean, it's not a problem, you can add them. Yeah, but remember, all right, so I hear it of Rudy, but there's still the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s when a lot of rural players were called. And remember, if you go back to the 70s, a lot of the players that were playing out in Clarendon, for example, were from Kingston and St. Andrew. And you're talking about, when you say that, you're talking about one sport, you're talking about football. But track and field athletes and cricketers were coming from rural parishes. So also remember that it's not just football, Tuffy Rudy. You have to take it beyond football. All right. So now that we have I think most people. All right, Rob, bless up yourself. So Rob, bless up yourself. All right. So this list is the top sporting schools from 1970, the 1970s to let me put that at the let me just change the size of this and put that at the top. All right. Let's see if we can do it this way. Bam. All right. Please, we have more than 10, but we're trying to get top 10 sporting schools from the 70s to 2000s. All right. The reason why we're doing 70s is because by this time, we were having more high schools participating in sport because previously it was just a few. So that is why we're using, yeah. So let me see if I can resize this to 30. I wonder if we can hold on the page if we do 30. All right. All right. So there you go. Top 10 sporting schools from the 70s to, let's do this. They say, God as boss, it's too complicated. You should just settle with the top 10 high schools in sports in Jamaica of all time. We're not going to include the poorest and Belfield High School, which were junior secondary school originally. The 14 win too much. All right, so no man, we're just right. All right, we're gonna move them around now. All right, so all right, hold on, let me read this one. Chris Wayne says Calabar, 28 champs title, multiple national represented, 16 basketball, produced 2 NBA players, 3 Manning Cup title. All right, so now we're gonna put the list in order. All right, so which school? Let's start with number 1. All right. I don't even know. All right. Who is the number one? Who is the number one school? All right, let's start with those who must be on the list. All right. Yeah, well, go on with them people here, man. All right, so here we go, people. Who is number one? All right, so the Calabar men have made their statements. A Calabar, let's see. All right, so Calabar is somewhere at the top of this list based on what Jason and the other Calabar man is saying. So let's move them from the bottom of the list. Certainly they will be in the top 10 and put them right here. All right. Okay. Veertech, Veertech, I think is somewhere up here. You can tell me what you're thinking of, people. Because Veertech from the 70s to the 90s, Veer were the most dominant school in football and in cricket and track and field, I think, across Jamaica. Stets as well has been I don't think there's any school in Jamaica that has won more cricket titles than Stets. Produce cricketers and track and field athletes, all of those things. They have won football on multiple occasions. I think they have the most Ben Francis of all times. So yeah, so no, I think, yeah. Who else need to move up and then we can start taking out teams? KC is no even the Calabar man them I go tell you KC them honest with themselves. KC and JC are successful in football and tracks. KC is number 1. Calabar, Jamaica College, States, Kingston College are my top 5. Okay. Don't forget about Campion College. What? Campion College don't win a lot, man. No matter how we find ways to add our school, it's obvious the top 3 will be KC, JC, based on the resources from back in it. KC, JC. You think so? What about Veer? The top 4 must make the list, manins. You'll have the headache of picking the order. I think number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7 are sealed. Would you agree, people? Brandon, when you read it, Brandon, when I stop playing, the man said, table tennis, school challenge quiz, sports. Big up yourself, Brandon. When I stop playing, what's the school challenge quiz here, man? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Listen, Excelsior has to be up there now, because Excelsior win champs, them win football, them win cricket. No, man, I can move them around. Excelsior. Yes, CC. Clarendon College is number 8. Homewood, but remember, all right, Homewood dominated cricket as well, and track and field, you know. You remember there was a time when I think Homewood had like several champs titles. All right. Is Carnival College in the top 10 special edition? All right. CC says, remember later this evening we have like Pioneer and those guys. They're going to come in with hopefully with Senior Soup if he gets some rest. But I think Wolmer's has won almost everything in Jamaica, you know. Cricket, tracks. You understand me? And I think they get extra credit because they are, but Excelsior, I think Excelsior, I don't know. Is Excelsior above that? I don't know. Excelsior. Let's see what the people saying. All right. I think right here is Cornwall. Diego, people, what has Diego won in sports? Should Diego be on the list? Anybody can tell me about St. Diego. So people, you see the top 10 right there, and then we have special mention. How does that look as a top 10? Wolmer's above Excelsior. Watch this, Chris. Watch Excelsior, man. I tell you, you know. The Excelsior, man. I tell you, so Walsh, Gill, Patrick Patterson. Hey, no, man, but Wolmer's Naval, Ricardo Gardner, man. Who again? They have who again? They have Jail Hyde. Who again? Wolmer's have some big Jeffrey Dujan. We are talking about the Ramford Wolmer's, you know. You know? Calabar deserves the number 2, JC3. Yes, no Calabar. You really putting JC up there above. When they talk about multiple disciplines, Chris Wayne, remember that. I keep saying, Mike, remember, Chris Wayne, remember that Veer Tech was winning champs, football and cricket for an entire period by themselves. JC above Veer. You don't have to call in and making a case, because has JC been more successful than Veer? Where are the Veer people them? Tell where Joe doing? Where Joe doing on the money? Where the Veer man them there? JC, no man, I don't think JC has had more success than Calabar. I think Calabar has had way more success than JC in multiple disciplines. Calabar was one of the dominant basketball teams one of the time, and they were the dominant champs team. JC has had more success in football. So I think Calabar is ahead of them. What yeah, Calabar deserved the 2, JC3. See, Jason, even badminton, Calabar was one of the top, probably still the top badminton school in Calabar is really sporting dominant, when they talk about the different disciplines. But I know when people look at JC's football and their track and field, but how well do they do in cricket? Oh, they're saying that it's only 2 school play basketball. See, Calabar and KC top schools in table tennis back in the 80s. There you go. All right, I get this. I when I read this, people, I want you to type in who you think could send something like this. All right, this one says, "I have to work, but we'll say KC should not be on the list. We frankly sit alone, all alone, in our own category." Let me read it. Let me read that again. And people, I want you to tell me who would have sent in this. Right? I have to work, but we'll say KC should not be on the list. We frankly sit all alone in our own category. Exactly, people, the right. Absolutely. Him same one. Him same one, people. And him never mention Rossies, Same one outer east. Same one special edition. Same one. It's a case you should. Hey, happy Monday, Ivan Scott. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have you. We're doing a list of the top 10 sporting schools in Jamaica from the 1970s to present. And so that's the top 10 that we have right there. We're trying to make sure that all of us can agree that they are in the correct order. Some persons are saying that JC should be a little bit higher up the order, but no school in Jamaica has been as dominant in any sporting discipline as Stets has been in cricket in Jamaica. No school. If you're talking about success in any one discipline, Stets has been Stets has more Ben Francis title than any other school. They have won it the most times. And the Headley Cup and the one when Stets meet like the rural and the urban team playoff, Stets has the most of that. I need to hear from some St. Diego people though. How successful has St. Diego been? Yeah. So does that look better, people? Does it look KC number 1, Calabar number 2, Veer 3, JC 4, Stets 5, St. George's 6, or should it? Oh, some people are saying Wolmer's is more successful than St. George's because Wolmer's has won more cricket, produce more international players. But all the sports are CC, but all the sports are island wide, you know. It's just that not all the schools across the island participate in the sport, but they're all island wide. But not all the schools participate in them. Yeah, some person are saying that St. George's can't be ahead of Wolmer's. So let's see if we can, because Wolmer's have Jeffrey Dujan. They have Ricardo Gardner. Who again? Which other big names? They're saying that Excelsior. Is Excelsior ahead of St. George's? No, of course, swimming and badminton island wide, CC. They just don't. No, Jimmy Adams is from Jamaica College. Isn't Jimmy Adams from Jamaica College and he used to play all football up there? Jimmy Adams is from Jamaica College, Brandon. Stephen Francis, yes. Jerome Waite, Wilmere and them, you know. Yeah. What? Hey, editor-in-chief, how you call out Courtney Walsh, Patrick Patterson, Chris Gale, and you never call the Pearl? What? What? And you never call the Pearl? You did not call the Pearl? How could you, editor-in-chief? CC, it is island wide, man. Oh, you didn't mention him. You said it long time. Okay. So should Excelsior be ahead of St. George's? Or is the list now right in terms of order? Or is there anything, you want to, any team you want to make a case for? Luton Shelton, yeah. From Wolmer's as well. Yeah, people, remember, if you're watching and you have not yet hit the like button, please go ahead and do so. Hit the like button. All right. This one says, I still don't think Georgia should be ahead of Excelsior. All right. All right. Editor-in-chief, what are some of the things that Excelsior has won? Cricket, football, anything else? Because St. George's has been more dominant in football and basketball and cricket in the last probably 20 years. They have one more at the Manning Cup. What they call it, Sunlight or Grey Shield or whatever that is. So St. George's has had some success there, but how has Excelsior done? Yeah. But I think this is a very good list. Like I said, we're gonna have some of the pros to come in and discuss it. Jason, Chris Taylor, and Russell must have took the martial arts class when them box. Hey Rob, behave yourself, you know. Yeah. What is good about this, right? That on it you have schools that are boys' school and you have co-ed schools. Because you really have not had any girls' school that has been dominant in any. You look at even the football. The thing is that Excelsior, really and truly, you know what? Excelsior must be there because Excelsior has been one of the most dominant schoolgirl team, because remember, it's not just boy events, it's just a school in general. So on that note, because they have done well in girl football as well, I think Excelsior goes above St. George's for real. So Excelsior gets the nod over St. George's College and they move up into, yes, they move up into 7th place, pushing St. George's down to 9th place. All right, 9th place. All right, and this is where I think there was a case for St. Jago, but because they have been what you call that, the champions for track and field over their side for so many years until Edwin Allen and the Homewood teams. So yeah, I think that looks better right now. Yeah. So I think the list looks better now. In terms of the order, I can still hear some person saying that JC needs to be ahead of Veer. Yeah, but like I said, that I think Veer has been like across sporting discipline. Veer was just dominant in one season. They were winning everything. So it's going to be hard to shift them out of that position. I mean, Kingston College has produced Olympians, cricketers. I don't know that there have been any recently big time football. Same thing with Calabar. Track and field, at least they have produced. Can't say they have produced any big time footballers recently. Produced some basketballers. Veer, been a while, but back in their time of success, I mean, you can just look at VCB. There you go. You have Jamaica College. Yeah. Woolmer's Boys. Woolmer's Boys is one of those schools that always producing quality athletes. Yeah. All right. Back to my earlier comment. This list is more of a boys team. If you separate the boys and the girls, it still would change. It still would change this list. But a top 20 for girls, you should consider. A top 20 for girls, like, yeah, all right, we could do that. But if you do a girls list, you're gonna have to do a boys list. So this is all right. So because on this list you have how many co-ed school? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it is even. I think it is evenly split, and you have boys' schools. All right. So all right. So you want us to do a top 10 for girls. All right. So let's do a girls list. And let's do a girls list. Let's do a girls list. We're gonna keep that list there and then do top 10 girls school. Let me just put down some names and then you can tell me what you think. All right. Girls champs, Homewood. Go Homewood. Don't know. Excelsior. Jago. Don't know which girls school out there doing a whole lot. Immaculate. St. Andrews. I don't even know if these schools. Woolmer's girls. Edwin Allen. I don't know if these schools have had a lot of success really low, but we can see. Let me just put some numbers here. That's 7. Any let me see some of what you're saying here. Oh, what is wrong with these people, man? Yeah, so like when you do the top 10, remember what I'm saying is that when you do the top 10, like Sharika Jackson from Veer, her school is already on the list, right? So the top 10 for girls. Let me see if I can do this and see if I can let's do it this way. Bring up that list that we have, and then you can tell me. Yeah, remember the call-in line is also open, so if you want, you can call in. All right, so I think you can go. I don't know. I just feel like this exercise with the girls list is, yeah. Cause who else is there? I mean, nah, I don't know. Who else? You see what I'm saying though? Yeah, but when I'm saying that teams like, I'm not saying that they don't, tough Rudy, but Edwin Allen is recent, is Edwin Allen in terms of their dominance at champs is very recent. But what has Heidel won at the girls? What I'm saying to tough Rudy, what has Heidel won? Heidel has not won girls champs. They have not won football. I think they have only won over, or probably a couple of times they have won over the Central. Central, they call it champs. Remember, it's from the 70s, Brandon Webb, from the 70s. So even though people are saying Heidel, I mean, I think Heidel emergence as a school participating in these things is so short, and they haven't really won anything. Heidel has not won, female football. Heidel has not won girls champs, They have not won like netball, you know. So you'd say that they have not really won anything per se. I don't know. Yeah, so Edwin Allen has emerged as champs as of recent, but that is just one sport. They have not been on the female side of football. Um, you know, they haven't really been doing a lot. Okay, Titchfield do good in female football. All right, give me a next. I mean, have they won the female football competition? They're talking about. They said that I should make a list for the girls school. What I'm saying is very hard to do that because the teams that they're going to put on it, it is some of the things that they have done on the girls' side that like Excelsior, their success on the girls' side puts them high up on the other list. Homewood was on it, they just don't make the top 10. Right? St. Diego was on the original list as well. So some of those things are what are that's what is happening. So I don't know. I think the original list that we had is a better way of assessing it, in my opinion. We give credit to the Edwin Allen for what they have done and Heidel for what they are doing and what they have done. But yeah, I don't know if they make an overall, like I said, they have done enough to warrant any sort of top 10 yet. Heidel, like I said, have some things. But like I said, that later when the experts come in, they will go through and they will look at it, and if they feel like the criteria are too limited in terms of their scope and reach, they will add some more criteria to it. All right, so remember later we're going to preview some Diamond League stuff, go back over this list, and also there's going to be the EPL review show in that, where we go over the weekend's EPL action on our late show at 8:30 this evening. All right, want to thank you so much for tuning in to this one. As we said, congratulations to our athletes who participated at the recently concluded Commonwealth Games, those who were in Cali, Colombia, those who were in Portland, Oregon, and those who represented us in World Cup qualifying on the female side in Mexico. We also spoke about our Special Olympics football team that won the Unified Wake Up over there in Michigan. Yes, and we talk about the Jamaica skeet shooting female team that is off to their tournament. We also did the top 10. The top 10, for those of you who have not seen it, I'm going to put it up again so you can see the top 10 sporting schools of all times. And we're going to have some experts who are going to come in later, and they're going to go through this list. Let me see. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it bolder. Let's make it brighter so that you can see. Let's see. There you go. That's the top 10 right there. And we have them in order, and some persons are suggesting that, Excelsior could go up the order a little bit because they have had some success on the female side. We will see about that, like I said, when we get in the experts later on today. Top 10 sporting schools from the 70s to the 2000s. There they are. It, as usual, was a great pleasure having you on I am sure sports. I am Manning's man. And as usual, we say we are over and we are OUT out.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like, ha. Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.